Centrelink demanding $2,200 repayments. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein, because it looks like another Robodebt style fiasco may be occurring at Centrelink. Oh, I know you're all shocked. I know you're all shocked. The well-oiled, super-functioning, super-efficient, human resource, human services, Centrelink, they're well-oiled. I can't even bullshit enough anymore. I mean, seriously, come on. Another screw-up in Centrelink. Let's have a look at this one, because this is just crazy. It literally is. I'm no fan of Centrelink. I think that you're always going to have some people that take advantage of welfare. That's just part of it. But you don't want to be kicking people when they're down. You really don't, and that's what this is. Okay. So, Queensland couple Gabe and Tessa Garland were hit with a debt notice from Centrelink in July for the only 2 job seeker payments Gabe received in 2020. Okay, you're kidding. You've been overpaid, the letter states. We have checked your coronavirus supplement, and we found we've paid you too much. I felt like the earth gave way when I received the first letter in my inbox, she told Yahoo Finance. In a series of telephone calls, she spent hour after painstaking hour with Centrelink staff providing documented proof that her husband Gabe had never misreported his hours or rates of pay. Not only did Centrelink confirm that the information provided was accurate, but Tessa was told the debt had been raised due to a Centrelink system error. There you go, another one. It's happening again. The staff member said they will put the debt on pause for 3 months, but the representative over the phone didn't have the authority to actually wipe the debt. There was nothing Tessa and her family could do but wait for a call from Centrelink's debt recovery department. Oh boy. But in August, Tessa received yet another letter about the same debt. There you go. Oh, wait, has it gone up? Yeah, it has. More's been added to it. The issue is so distressing because I can and have provided beyond a shadow of a doubt that we do not owe this debt. All it takes is for someone to manually calculate this, and this problem would be solved, she said. Yes, but this is a bureaucracy. This is the government, finding solutions, taking care of you, everyone. Why doesn't everyone just trust the government? Tessa is worried she'll be dealt another debt notice despite providing extensive documentation and spending several hours on the phone proving they have done no wrong. And see, this is what you're paying your taxes for, everyone. This is what you're paying your taxes. This support that you get dealing with them. I just don't understand how Centrelink has the right to demand a debt from my family without proof. Well, I guess people are just learning to deal with these organizations. And without an explanation included in the debt notification. Saying you were not entitled to this payment is not proof, nor is it an explanation, she said. Well, you can take him to court. She felt she was being treated like a criminal by Centrelink and its representatives, who she described as apathetic and trying to palm her off to different departments. Yeah, can you blame the people? Could you imagine all the crap they'd have to put up with, all the abuse they'd have to receive? I cannot imagine anyone who's working for Centrelink that was their first career choice. Can you, as a kid growing up, I want to go be a bureaucrat for Centrelink. Maybe job security, someone really boring, I don't know. I don't know, maybe a damaged childhood, seriously. So I'm not surprised that you're encountering apathetic Centrelink staff. Tess and Gabe are far from alone. Centrelink is facing the ire of a growing group of frustrated Australians who have been forced to take their stories to the media. Well, this is the problem. What about, if you look at how much tax goes on Centrelink, goes on social services, all these things, what about if you could opt out of receiving those services and then get your tax rate deducted by the equivalent amount? How many of you would be happy to forego any chance of getting Centrelink or a pension, but get a 50% discount on your tax for your whole life? There's an idea. It's never going to happen, and still there's an idea. For many Australians like Tess and Gabe, the debt has been raised without any justification and often through no fault of their own. David told Yahoo Finance he had accumulated a $1,500 Centrelink debt due to his own misunderstandings that led to a calculation error. He called Centrelink to say he wanted to pay it off immediately, but was told he wasn't allowed to, until Centrelink served him with a formal debt notice. That was back in January, and he's since been waiting for a debt letter that never came. David has also been receiving his pension as part of a couple. After his wife passed away 3 weeks ago, he got in touch with his local Centrelink office to recalculate his pension now that he was considered single. But because of his debt, which he wanted to clear but couldn't, he wasn't able to do so. It transpired that when a Centrelink customer has an outstanding debt, the Centrelink system does not permit any recalculation, he told Yahoo Finance. Centrelink Debt Recovery doesn't seem to want to follow up the debt, which in turn prevents my local office from sorting out my ongoing pension. The experience left David feeling depressed and frustrated as he tried to sort out his Centrelink issues while trying to move on from his wife's death. David has since received a call from Centrelink Debt Recovery. His debt has now been sorted and his pension recalculated. This is the problem with dealing with a bureaucracy, everyone. You're dealing with a bunch of people that... I mean, does performance make any difference for the Centrelink staff? You know, what are their KPIs? Maybe minutes on the phone, maybe people they churn through. It'd be interesting. But David knows many others like him are struggling to navigate Centrelink's confusing system. Goodness knows, though, how many Centrelink customers, unlike me, just give up. Complex Centrelink system leaves Australians frustrated and seething. Now, this is why you're going to see one of the benefits of a UBI, of a universal basic income. And I will bring up this definition here, everyone, so we can just go through it. So a universal basic income is a government program in which every citizen receives a set amount of money regularly. The goal of a basic income system is to alleviate poverty and replace other needs-based social programs that potentially require greater bureaucratic involvement. So the one benefit that I can see from UBI would be removing this Centrelink pain, frustration, and inefficiencies. But can you see the news of every Centrelink employee instantly fired and put on UBI? Oh boy. You know, it wouldn't... I'm too cynical about it. I can see them just getting all different flavors of UBI. You know, there'll be special interest groups lobbying for their own bloody version of UBI, and it'll just turn into the same bureaucratic BS there that doesn't need to exist. Centrelink is currently chasing more than 11,000 welfare recipients over a combined 32.8 million, after a review found these recipients were reportedly overpaid. Regional Queensland woman Deborah Tidbury told the ABC she is being pursued by Centrelink after receiving both JobKeeper and JobSeeker. At the time, she realized she'd been paid an extra week of JobSeeker and jumped on the phone to report it immediately. They told me no, they'd only give me a payment I was entitled to, and if there was a debt, I'd receive a debt payment down the track, she said. But in February, she was sent a letter just like Tessa and Gabe that left her absolutely seething. It was just how it was worded, like it was my fault, like I was the one that made the mistake. Well, that's how they need to frame it. You know, that's... guys, you're dealing with a government bureaucracy full of people that don't give a crap. These are template letters spat out by a machine. In early July, a young Australian man revealed on TikTok that Centrelink was chasing him over a $3,000 debt, despite the fact he never provided any inaccurate information to the agency. It's a welfare payment. You can't just ask people to pay it back when you change your mind. What the hell? Well, welcome to Australia, mate. In a follow-up video, he added, they still provided me with the payment. I didn't falsify any information, but now they're asking me to pay it back. Centrelink has long been criticized for having a heavy-handed, punitive approach to chasing debts. The controversial Robodebt scheme wrapped up in 2019 and was deemed to be legally unlawful. Around 380,000 Australians affected by the scheme described it as a massive failure by a federal court judge and will be paid $1.2 billion. And remember, there'll be everyone in the media was bagging the LNP, bagging ScoMo about this Robodebt. Who started it? I wonder. The whole thing's a bit of a joke. But a report from the Commonwealth Ombudsman found that Services Australia actually kept chasing debts through the flawed income averaging method even after it was banned. So they're legally required to recover money. In a statement provided to Yahoo Finance, Services Australia General Manager Hank Jorgen said the agency's priority was to ensure our customers get the right payment at the right amount. We're legally required to recover money a customer isn't entitled to if they've been overpaid, he said. Reporting income is a requirement for all income support payments, and we communicate this to customers when they apply for and are granted payments. Jorgen added that the agency carefully balanced obligations to claw debts with sensitivity to the individual's circumstances. We know many people are still doing it tough, and we're sensitive to the challenging circumstances people face. We will work with anyone experiencing hardship who owes us money to come up with a solution that meets their needs. Centrelink debts and debt recovery has been paused for people living in lockdown LGAs. So how to dispute a Centrelink debt, and they're explaining the process you can go through. Now, what's the solution, or what's the takeaway to this? Well, there's a few of them. Let's get on the soapbox. Number one, make sure you have enough of an emergency buffer so you don't need to deal with any of this, to be quite frank. If you have enough savings, enough liquid cash on hand, you can use that to get you through the tough times until you get another job. I know that's not an option for everyone, but honestly, if you have an emergency buffer, they're going to make you burn through that anyway before you get the Centrelink. That really is the only way you can avoid having to deal with this bullshit, having to deal with these bureaucrats, and having to deal with this system. Avoid it. That's really it. That's the solution on the individual level. On a bigger level, there'll be calls for UBI, and I'm attracted to the prospect of removing the inefficient, of simplifying the system, but I'm skeptical if it actually will achieve those goals. They tried this over in Sweden. I did a video on it ages ago, where introducing UBI did, in fact, it was a pilot program. They gave a whole bunch of people on welfare a set payment, and they didn't have any obligations. And it reduced their stress. It made life a lot easier. It was fantastic, but it didn't really help them get a job. And that's really what the goal should be. I'd advocate, in general, we need to make it easier to hire and fire people so there's more incentives to risk taking someone on. If it's easy to ditch someone, if they're terrible, you may be more inclined to take someone on. Right now, you have to jump through so many hoops when you get someone and you want to get rid of them and you find they're not the right fit. That would make it easier for businesses to hire people for more jobs, for more opportunities. We also need to get the government off our back and incentivize people to start businesses, not just go into bloody housing. What do you think, everyone? What are your suggestions and solutions to this mess? Can you ever see UBI coming to Australia? Or do you think it's just a pipe dream? As always, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. Use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy merch from HeiseSays. The lovely pocket squares you can see right there. I should wear one. Although I probably won't. I might match this. I don't really wear the black ones with the blue jacket. I need to get I'll get another jacket. But still, pocket squares, really good way to get a suit looking a little nicer without bothering with the tie, which is pretty much of a pain here in Queensland wearing ties. And finally, you can support us using Gold Pass or PayPal. Take care. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.